3, 2, 1. So, I heard you just went to Vegas, eh?
Sure did, mate. Sure did. It was definitely a trip of a lifetime, that's for sure. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Did you get up to much? You just got with your missus, eh?
Yeah, went with the missus. So we did the States. We did San Francisco for 6 days first up. That was all sightseeing and stuff. Some pretty magical places there. Then we went off to Vegas for 3 nights, which was... It's amazing to see what they do over there, like the nightlife and all that kind of stuff. Like over here, when you go in the casino, you've got to be neatly dressed. You get turned away at the door. Walking around the casino over there, and they're smoking darts on the floor where they're playing games. Walking around with their dogs half naked and stuff. So it was definitely an experience to see how they do everything over there. That's for sure.
The Americans. There's different cultures. Everything's so in your face over there. So awesome. So you've just come back, man. Obviously, finished the holiday scenario. You're looking to come back and get into some training.
Yep, definitely.
Gym.
It was hard coming back. I trained every day actually when I was in America. So
you did?
We planned. I got the missus. I'm a bit of a fitness freak, as most people do know, and I got her to plan around, which made it very difficult for her. All the hotels around gyms to make sure we had a gym in the bottom or at the hotel or nearby, so we could constantly do it. Because always, losing weight from being a big boy, that in the back of my mind of putting on weight is always there. So very scared to do that. So I made sure I was training every day, which was great. But coming back, hard to get back into it for sure, especially working away. The first 2 weeks back on site, I was contemplating my whole life and did I need the job. That's for sure. It was very, very difficult, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, the fight for life can get you. How did you go with obviously because you over there, you're still focusing on your training, being on holiday. How was your diet going over there?
That's probably what made the trip so expensive. So I wasn't limiting myself, so I wasn't enjoying food, but I was still trying to eat as healthy as possible. So most of the time we'd go out for dinner or lunch or anything like that. We'd check the menu to make sure there was some plain foods on there. But I wasn't limiting myself too bad, but majority of the time I just make sure, basic clean foods, you know what I mean? Had to ask a lot of people to take off the cheese and take off all the seasoning and all that kind of stuff. And they just look at you like, why do you want to do that? Like, well, I just want some plain food, plain vegetables, you know what I mean? Everything's deep fried, got blue cheese or just got some crazy stuff on it. I mean, it tastes good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When you're with fitness, as a lot of people say, it's very much a lifestyle, you know what I mean? Once you've come from somewhere like yourself and you get disciplined, I don't feel like you're looking for, 12 weeks and then I'll be good, because you're going to fall back into bad habits. But you're on holiday, you're still disciplined, you're still doing the training regime, I feel like it's good.
Yeah.
What inspired you to take on a fitness lifestyle?
So originally, obviously, when I was young, I was always such a fitness kid. I was always, back when I was little, I was winning cross country. I was doing that kind of stuff, playing basketball, footy, racing bikes, doing everything I possibly could. But the diet wasn't there. I didn't aware of food. Wasn't aware of food. And I was a country boy, so we lived in Dongra, which is 4 hours north, sort of thing. And then moving here, there was no fast food up there in Dongra. Coming here, there's Hungry Jack's, you got McDonald's, everything. So we'd go to basketball on a Saturday after Mum would take us straight to HJ. So that's how I put all the weight on. So I wasn't actually originally big when I was little. I was very sporty and doing all that kind of stuff and put all the weight on. And I think it was one of the boys, Benny Burgess, he decided he was going to get into a bit of Muay Thai. And like I was going to say, what I was saying to you before, I was like, oh, he's going to know how to fight. You know what I mean? He's going to know how to fight, and I'm not going to. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get into boxing. And that was also teed in with one of the boys, late passing, unfortunately, with Harris. He lost all the weight, and he proved to us that he could do it. And he was always trying to get me into it because we were both the bigger kids around all the boys. And he lost all the weight, and then he was trying to get me into it, and I was doing the typical, just didn't want to do it, making up excuses, bullshit excuses, lying to him, making up all these excuses not to go to the gym with him. And he come around the house once, and they might have been having a few drinks or something like that, and we were talking about the gym, and he's trying to get me motivated, and we had a little bit of a kerfuffle. And he was trying to get me motivated to go to the gym, and we almost had a fight, actually. It was very close to having a punch, and that's how serious he was about it. And I was like, hang on a sec, we explained it, and he's like, I just want to get you motivated for the gym. That's it. And then he did. I eventually got into it, and look at me now, all because of him pushing me to that point and almost, having a fight between the boys. He got me into it, and I've never looked back since.
Yes.
Never.
Sweet.
And then we constantly helped each other, He was the person I looked up to while doing it, and then I sort of overtook him a little bit, and then he used me as motivation. It was just that yo-yo of both of us using each other as motivation, which was amazing. You know what I mean?
A very healthy relationship.
Yes.
I feel like the key point with that, and I feel as you grow and you step into something and out of your comfort zone, it all starts with holding yourself accountable. And a lot of the time, I feel, you know, Harris kind of pulled you aside and he said, listen, this. He's probably told you some stuff you don't want to hear. Is that correct?
100%. I was deflecting onto him, so I was making up all these excuses because I didn't want to. No, I was embarrassed to go to the gym. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do anything like that. So I was making up all these bullshit excuses, and he seen straight through it. So he was just pulled me aside, essentially by us almost having that, you know, fisticuff fight. He was just steering me in the straight line. You know what I mean? We didn't end up having a fight, and we were all good. And then, you know, it went from there. So he just steered me in a straight line.
Yeah, and it's powerful, you know, when you learn to kind of drop your ego a little bit, and then you listen. When someone's giving you criticism, I feel like it's not always, you know, you try your hardest not to get offended by it. Because if you can sit there and you can really listen and analyze, you think, okay, what is this person telling me? How can I take this on myself? Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's definitely how we grow. So no, fair play to you.
Yeah.
With as you're going now, you know, you've just gone on holiday, fitness is still going there. You're adapting to the lifestyle now. Have you got any goals? Because I know you're very goal oriented. Have you got anything that you're striving forward towards now?
Or fitness wise, so from the weight loss, I obviously, because I was so big, I got a lot of loose skin from losing weight, and that's a major impact on my life. Like
makes me insecure.
Yeah, insecure. It's a very big insecurity in myself. Like I can't go out and drink. Like it gets affected, sort of thing. So the goal is to tighten that up as much as possible. That is the end goal, and then I got my own personal little goals that I'm trying to smash along the way.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's something powerful, you know, when you achieve something. Do you reckon you're looking to step back in the ring at all?
Hopefully, yes. I hope so. So again, it's going to be a lot of talking about Harris because of how much he has impacted my life. But probably a month before the passing, me and Harris started training again with each other because we went through times where we'd train with each other, then we'd go do our own thing and we'd come back training with each other. We started training again with each other, and he was just getting into boxing. And I said to him, I was like, look, I've had some fights. I was like, you want to fight? I was like, how about we train with each other for 12 weeks? Let's set 12 weeks aside. Let's train with each other, get each other motivated, and you have your debut amateur fight, and I'll have a comeback fight, and we'll make like a little event of it, get the boys down there, try to do some sort of fundraising or whatever we can to do anything and just make a night of it, sort of thing. And then obviously he passed away, which sucks. But I'm still looking at setting that goal with anyone. If not with anyone, I'm still going to do it myself and just do it for Big Papa for sure.
That's for sure, man. Yeah. That's for sure. It's a good little tribute to him, man. Because he impacted the boys. You know, I think literally he was one person that he was there for everyone, eh? So it was full on. It was very, very, very sad.
100%. He was he did some other things as well. So after I lost the weight, we got comfortable with going out and drinking and stuff, and then started doing the normal thing. I lost the weight, so I was drinking, doing a bit of drugs and stuff, and I started to dabble with some stuff that I probably shouldn't have. Started smoking gear a little bit, and I'm honest with that with anyone. And I remember Harris, all the boys didn't like it. None of the boys were actually doing it with me. I just got entangled up with some people I shouldn't have, and they were all good with it. And then it came a point, and I remember Harris, he pulled me aside, and he made me promise him that after tonight, it was no more. And since that night, never again, never even thought about it. It was literally, that's just how powerful the conversation was. It wasn't like a passing comment. He literally pulled me aside and had a serious conversation with me and pretty much just said, if you slip up, I'm going to punch in the head. Like just as straight as it is, and that's what he did, you know what I mean? So it was, he, like you said, he impacted everyone's life and he was always there for everyone. Yeah,
a real soul, man, that you needed. With talking about the dieting side of things, did you find any challenges? Obviously, because you got your goal, you want to be fitness orientated. You're seeing the negative impact of what's kind of stopping you from getting to your goals, which is diet. Did you find it difficult kind of transitioning and cutting out the sugars, cutting out the fast foods, cutting out the crisps, lollies, and all that stuff?
I originally, when I did it, got to the point where it was the end. I was just like, nah, you know what, boom. I just cut everything out completely, and it wasn't hard for me at all because the vision was so clear in my mind. I was just like, nah, you know what, I'm over it. I was fat because of sugars. I was fat because of macros. I was fat because of all of this stuff. and I was over it. You know, you get to that point where it's just like, why am I even doing this? And I had my vision so clear on where I wanted to be, and I didn't even think twice about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it's powerful when you have that vision of yourself and you were just like thinking about it over and over and over again. I feel like anything else, it's very, very easy to let, the bad habits in just because you're like, nah, they just bounce off you, You see a lot of people, people that are serious about quitting smoking, when you speak to them, they literally say, I drop them, you know what I mean? I smoked for 10 years now, don't smoke no more, just drop them, easy, you know what I mean? Because you've got that vision of seeing yourself as this person that you want to be, and I feel like it's powerful,
You want to do it.
And that would have been, obviously helped you in the fact that, you overcome the drug situation you just said as well. Obviously, having the community around you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you have any cravings towards wanting to go out and get drunk or go out and do drugs?
Not really, to be honest. So I stick to myself quite a lot, and when I do that for a period of time, I don't think about it at all. You know what I mean? I don't get the FOMO, the fear of missing out or anything like that. I don't like waking up feeling hungover. I don't have any, but I do notice if there's like a string of weekends where I start going out and having some drinks and stuff like that, and just letting the guard down a little bit, having a bit of fun, which you're allowed to do. That's completely okay, as long as you're aware of what's going on. Then I notice that the cravings start to come back. They start to go, oh, well, you know what? Now I did it last weekend. I want to do it again. And you've got to really you've got to get a grip of it, and then just go, nah, boom, and get back on the right track.
Yeah, for sure. So what would you say? What would be about giving you the thought of being on the right track? Is it kind of you're holding yourself accountable? Is it like, do you have a thought thinking that like when you start having those cravings, is there something that like overpowers you a little bit?
Yeah, well, like you keep on talking about accountable and like accountability and stuff. I've got it tattooed across my ribs for a reason. I set my goals. I get the goals that I want. I'll sit down and I'll ponder all these goals and just think about what I want to do. And then once I've got the goals there, I hold myself accountable to reach them, and I don't stop until I get there.
Do you write it down at all? Do you have a
No,
journal?
I have started doing that a little bit, but I like everyone does do that. I try to do it now, but I never really did throughout the weight loss and the journey and all that. I never like did the visualization of, constantly repeating stuff to yourself or reading something twice a day or anything. I never really did that, but I have started doing that now.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Do you reckon? Because obviously a lot of people live by it. You need to be writing stuff down, this and that. But the thing is, you've completely, you've made the success, right, without doing that type of stuff. Do you know, leading up to that stuff, are there certain pinpoints that you can go, you know what, man, I got fit because of this. I've done this because of this. I am who I am right now because of things that you live by. Is there anything that kind of pops out to mind?
Not really. I think you need to, at certain stages of the journey you're going through, which is probably my worst trait, is take a step back and have a look at where you've come and find those whys and those reasons to hold you accountable and those things to use, you know what I mean? So I think taking a step back and having a look at how you got there is, I didn't do enough, and that's why you still have like, what's the word?
Self-doubt.
Yeah, like self-doubt and all that kind of stuff. You need that to see it, you know what I mean? You need to be able to use it eventually.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something that everyone in this modern era doesn't do, is like a little bit of gratitude. You know what I mean? Learning to appreciate where you've come, learn to appreciate what you've got. It's hard, we're so surrounded by all this stuff at the moment. It's always about the next upgrade of the phone, the next car, the next pair of Gucci loafers, everyone's looking for the next thing when we're not really kind of looking, going, I'm happy with what I've got, you know what I mean? I worked so hard to get this table. I've been trying so hard to get this table, you know what I mean? Because when you get the table, you kind of just like...
You look past it.
Yeah, you're like, stuff the table. I want another one. I want a bigger one, you know what I mean? But I think every human being is guilty of that. But it's probably the most powerful thing, I believe, people can do is gratitude. And I'm guilty of it. I'm going to put my hand up and get a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely, man. 100%.
But no, that's cool. That was a good little chat. Unless there's anything else that you believe that viewers, something that you need to get off your chest, something that you can...
Oh, I just think, if you set a goal and if you think you can't get through something, and take a look at, visit my Instagram and have a look at where I've come and just realise when I was fat, when I was lazy and stuff, I kid you not, man, I was the worst of the worst. I was so bad with all that kind of stuff, and it's definitely possible if you want to lose weight and stuff. Just find your why, find your reason why you want to do it, and set the goal set the goal, and then set a plan on how to get there, and then just do it. That's it. Sure. And just don't look back. Don't let people distract you on going out. Don't have that fear of missing out, because at the end of it, you're going to look back and go, I didn't go out 10 times on the weekend. Now look at me now. Look where I've come. And I think that's just
finding that powerful the why.
Find the why and just don't look back. Don't look back, because if you want to do something and you really truly want to do it, there's nothing that's going to stop you. Like when I lost all my weight, I didn't see the boys for so long. Like it was months and months before I didn't catch up with anyone. And you know, it's hard to do that, get away from your friends, but I didn't care because I wanted to get somewhere. And when I caught up with the boys after, it's like I never left. They didn't treat me any different. It was like I caught up with them every single day. It was no different. So don't be scared of doing something for yourself.
Commit. So there's another question. Do you find it how do you balance everything like with your fitness lifestyle, balance your relationship, everything in with FIFO? Because you know that's if you look at a lot of boys, I feel like you can be in quite a depressive environment at times. You know, people working away, they're a bit upset. Because you're so positive, man, you're so goal driven. How do you overcome that? You know.
So like I was just talking about, as I segregated myself from my mates when I was losing the weight. Now it's super easy when I'm at work. Like I'm happy. That's another good positive thing, is be happy with yourself. Be happy with your own, your own presence. Don't worry about it. If you need someone else to be happy, you're going to get no one, because you're nowhere, because you're relying on other people's presence to be happy, and that's not what you want. A strong man or anyone that can handle themselves and be happy with their own presence is unbreakable.
So, my hat off to you, because a lot of boys, I feel like they go up in the minds, and then they get stuck in that lifestyle, you know, because they're in the routine, and it's just, you know, they go out, make the money, and they come back down, and they haven't really got much to reflect off. You know? But no, it's cool you're getting it all up together. Yeah,
and another thing about FIFO as well is FIFO, you know, you go to work to have time off. That's essentially why you do it. You get paid a little bit more extra money to be away from home, so then you can have time at home to yourself, right? So when I go to work, it's work time. I don't have to socialise with anyone. I don't have to go to the pub and have drinks with the boys. Work time, that 2 weeks when I'm at work, is I'm there to have 2 weeks off. So it's two different lives. So I go there to work, I work hard, head down, blinkers on for the end product, to come home and then do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
That's good. You see most people, I swear most of the boys that get up there, you know, they're just doing it to get away from their wives. Because they're just sick of that little lifestyle, you know, so they're like, I'll get away from her. It's not good, it's a negative cycle.
It's not a good thing. But me and the missus, it actually works great for us, because 2 weeks at home is enough to be sick of each other, and 2 weeks away is perfect to, you get that, you miss each other again, so you want to come home. And my missus is great with it. She holds it down when I'm at work. She's been amazing, you know what I mean? So it's been good.
That's blessed. When I was in the mines, I found that I was just looking around, and I found it a very negative environment. I feel like one of the key points is, you know, a lot of people, they go up there and they don't have that thing in their mind of their outs. You know what I mean? What's their out? You know, as you say, you come back and you know you do the stuff that you want to do. You have the side hustle, you have the gym, you have stuff you're working towards getting a family now. There's all these like little things, and I feel a lot of guys go up there and they just think money, but they don't have that. You know, what are you going to do with the money? What's your why? What do you really want to do with your life, man? Do you want to keep working underground? Do you want to be driving trucks up the top? You know, and I feel that's one of the most powerful things, you know?
Yeah, you need to have, just like your personal life, you need to have goals. Like you were saying, people set all these goals in their personal life, but they also don't set goals in their work life, because it's just a means of making money, so then they can go home and spend it. Why don't you set goals at home and set goals at work? Because then you can work your way up at work, so then you can do more stuff at home, you can earn more money, you know what I mean? A lot of people just go in there, do their 12 hours and just do the bare minimum and come home, you know what I mean? Set some goals at work as well, and achieve something at work. It's just as powerful as doing it for yourself at home.
It's powerful, man. Goals are everything. Holding yourself accountable. Alright, got the first one going. Oh, that went relatively alright.
That was good, man. That was
good.
sick. That was awesome.
It was good. Conquer yourself. Getting it popping, you know? But yeah.
Comfy as. Get some.
There's the many. Right.